Here on the Business Brain Podcast, we'll improve the thinking skills that are getting in your way of doing what you want to do so you can work smarter, move faster, and grow your business with ease.
Ben was always full of good intention. He cared deeply about his team, so much so that he hand wrote cards for every employee, and they loved it. The problem? Each card took him forever to write because he felt the need to include every single tiny detail. It took so much time that often the task of writing cards stayed on his to-do list for weeks, and by that time, he was due to send them another one. His long-windedness showed up everywhere, not just in writing cards. Meeting ran way longer than planned. Emails were packed with extra information nobody needed. Even telling a story left people zoning out before he got to the point. He knew he was losing people, but he couldn't figure out how to stop it until his brain learned to focus on what actually mattered. If you're experiencing something similar, I'm here to tell you do not have to struggle forever. In this episode 515 of the Business Brain Podcast, I'm going to share with you the exact steps of what you can do to have your own transformation. But first, which one of your thinking skills is the strongest? Which thinking skills need some help? Find out by taking the thinking skills assessment for free at lifepixuniversity.com/CF. While you are doing any task, you, without even realizing it, are using your 28 thinking skills. When the thinking skills you need to use are strong, doing the task happens easily. When the thinking skills you need to use is weak, doing the task becomes a challenge. The struggle that Ben had came from a weak thinking skill of using relevant cues and precision. Your brain is bombarded with information all the time, but not all the information is important. Using relevant cues is a skill that helps you filter through the noise and focus on what actually matters. Being precise is about being exact with your words, ideas, or decisions. It's about being precise not only in the specific words that you're doing, but in the concepts that you are saying. Ben needed to understand what was relevant to the situation and then give it over in a precise way so people can understand him better. Here are 3 ways he worked with Ben to improve his use of using relevant cues and being precise. Number 1, reread before you press send. I had Ben reread his emails before pressing send to see if there was anything that was extra that didn't need to be there. Number 2, practice your voice notes. Most people ramble on voice notes instead of being precise. I had Ben say out loud what he was planning to say in a voice note, and only after he was sure it was precise and gave only the relevant information would he repeat it to the voice note. Because often people think through their thoughts by talking it out loud. And so they end up thinking it through in their voice note, and the other person just gets a lot of extra information that is completely irrelevant. By talking about it first out loud to himself and practicing that voice note, then when he was able to give over that voice note, it was super precise. Number 3, I had him ask the question, what is the point? Before saying a point, especially in high stakes situation, to himself, he would ask, what is the point that I am trying to make? This helps you stay focused on what is relevant and explain it in a precise way. Over-explaining is expensive. It costs you time and energy in explaining it. It costs you time and energy for everyone involved, and it often costs a ton of money in miscommunication, explaining yourself and fixing mistakes. The more precise you can be in sharing what's relevant, the more people will be able to understand you better. Your challenge this week is to practice one of the 3 ways Ben used to get better at using relevant cues and being precise. 1, reread your emails before pressing send. 2, practice your voice notes before you actually record them. And 3, ask yourself what is the point before you say your point. We spoke about using relevant cues in episode 503. So if this is something you want to go deeper on and want additional exercises to improve, then go and check it out.
That's all for this episode of the Business Brain Podcast. If you enjoyed it, send it to a friend who secretly wants stronger thinking skills too, so together you can grow your businesses with peak brain performance.